A little while ago I asked you guys if you had suggestions for which kinds of videos I should make, and I got this one request of making a video about where I tend to read. So today in this video I'll show you where I read. Also I'm going to talk about what I think about when I read. This video will not be as much about books I read or what I think about certain types of books, so if you're interested in that, please watch my other videos. Or watch this video if you want to as well. Please follow along. So previously this is the corner where I did all my reads earlier. As you can see, there is not that much light. We have some windows up here, but those don't really do anything at all. There are some issues with this seating. Most of all, there's no light, but also this was bad for my already subpar posture, so I had to get a new chair. The name for this chair is Stressless, and I can honestly say that I do not feel stressed when I'm sitting in it. Quite the opposite. Also, I got this chair from someone that was going to throw it out, so I feel very glad that it got a new loving home. All in all, very happy with this chair. So this is it. This is what it looks like, and this is my whole setup. I have my book here and my coffee, and usually I have my headphones on just to block out any noise. And as I listened to this footage, I noticed that my chair makes some noises, which I haven't really thought about before making this video. But with that in mind, the headphones just make sense. So when I'm sitting here, I'm looking directly into the books I read in the bookshelf behind my YouTube studio, and that's why I decided that I would make this video. Obviously, since I started reading books on BookTube and didn't read that much before, the first thing that strikes me is the feeling of accomplishment. So just watching the books on the other side of this room and thinking about all the hard and great and fun work I've done with reading those books. I know that for many of you this way of talking about books isn't natural, but it's a natural thing for me. And I don't know if it's the same thing with you, comment below if it is, but when I'm looking at the books, I'm sort of jumping in my head between the stories, so I can look at one book and get a great feeling from that one, then jump over to a new one and think that, well, that was a sad book, and my head just keeps on running from story to story. It's almost like watching a movie in your head, or a trailer for a movie or something like that, because the images I get in my head are quite vivid, and I just have this great feeling of having done something fun. I think my brain condenses all the stories I've read into one great story, and when I watch my physical books in my shelf, it's just like having the thrill of all the books combined in one. And I really don't think about the boring ones or the books that I didn't like, because I just skip them in my head. Maybe my brain has a filter that just doesn't count those books. But for the books in between, the feeling can still be there, so if I didn't love or hate a book, I can still remember the book for the great moments and just let go of the moments that I didn't enjoy. Just once again, the brain works wonders. Sometimes. All this to say that I'm glad I have my physical copies. Maybe I'm making this video just to justify myself having the physical copies. I don't know, but I'm really happy I have them, and I enjoy looking at them. And once again, if you have the same feelings, please comment below so I don't feel like a weirdo. Another thing that strikes me when I'm sitting here watching my shelf is how great it is to have so much color in your shelf. And in a home, especially without kids, I think, there might not be that much color in the things that you usually have. Maybe it's just me having just black things from before, but now I'm really enjoying the colors of my books at least. And that's just one more reason to enjoy paperbacks, because if you buy a hardback you might destroy the cover and then they are often black underneath and your shelf is going to be more boring. I don't know if I've mentioned it, but I'm an audiologist, so that basically means that I know a lot about hearing, and I enjoy the aspects of acoustics. And one great thing you can do for your home is buy a lot of books, because they'll make the living space more comfortable, sound-wise. And I'll try to demonstrate this, but I don't know if it will translate very good, but we'll just try and see. This is Øystein in from editing. The mic didn't pick up the sound very well, so it wasn't that audible. And I felt again a bit weird when standing in front of a wall just talking to myself at different locations. But if you want to try out the difference, you can stand in front of your shelf and talk all day and listen if you hear a difference from there and from the other walls. I think we'll get back to the video now. So these are some of the things that I think about when I think about my bookshelf. And also you have seen my two main reading spots. Of course I read everywhere nowadays, but I usually like sitting here. And I don't know how this chair looks in this kind of lighting. I have a big light here. It looked kind of terrible on my screen, but it looks better in real life. Do you have a favorite reading place? Please comment below. And thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!